Hi, welcome to my shop. This is Carolina Kiwi Creations official shop. Just want to do an introductory video on airbrush painting. Now, a lot of people may be beginners. They've never done it before. There may be some people that are advanced or professional. This is geared more towards those who are looking to get started in mask making, costume prop making, anything like that. Paint wise, I do a lot of paint latex masks. I get people want me to do blanks and stuff like that, so I'll do that, plus all the ones up here on the wall that I've done, and the body pieces for the costumes I make right here, and a bunch of stuff back here that I painted and done. All have been done with the same paints and same airbrush. I started out back in the day, early on, with hobby taxidermy, and I was not much of an airbrush painter. And a lot of people were saying, "Oh, get you an Iwata or Gadari or one of these high-end $100+ airbrushes." I'm here to tell you, you do not have to do that. This is the airbrush that I use a lot of the time. It's a best airbrush. You can get it from Amazon for about 15 bucks. They come in 3 different sizes. It's not a promotional plug for them. I'm just telling you what I use. Airbrush itself comes in red or black. Depending on what I need, I'll order either or. Some of them come with the tube kits that you can get, which hold quite a bit of paint or whatever you need. Paint or silicone or whatever, because I do a lot in different types of mediums. I paint latex, I paint resin, I paint silicone. Let me move this guy out of the way real quick. This airbrush machine you see back here is a basic no-name brand from Spray Gunner. It's about $100, $99 for that airbrush machine, and it's just a small tank tabletop. It's a no-name brand from spraygunner.com. And then the paints that I primarily use, I started out most like everybody else. Went to Walmart and I got the little crafter closet paints for 50 cents each. Bought one of every color I could find. I don't even use them. I started out doing it, and it was frustrating because I couldn't mix the formula, thin them too thin, do that type of thing. So then as I started getting better with my airbrushing years ago, I moved into a line of paints from a friend of mine. His name is Tim Gore. He's a professional artist. Tim Gore's Bloodlines. And you can get these are Creatix colors. They're licensed under Creatix Illustrated Colors. And Tim Gore's Bloodlines and Tim Gore's Lifelines. If I can find a Bloodlines. I've got all the Bloodline paints. I'm trying to find the Lifeline. You got two. The Lifelines are not that geared toward the blood guts type thing. Let me see if I can find all Bloodlines in here. I know I've got Lifelines in here somewhere. Most all of these are Bloodlines. But he does have a Lifeline line. But I've got all the Bloodlines. Looks like I've got all the Bloodlines. Yep. Bloodlines. Okay. Some of them are wicked colors from Creatix, like your basic blush color and that type of thing. But the point of this is to show you that when you start out painting, You don't have to go and buy hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of materials to get started. To get started, a simple $15 airbrush, $100 machine. You can start out with the craft paints from Walmart at 50 cents each. You just have to cut them way back with isopropyl alcohol. You can get this at Walmart too. And you just buy that, and you have to cut it about 3/4 of alcohol to 1/4 of paint because that's thick. If you want to go the route of going through Creatics, you can get this 4140 material. I don't really use this much anymore because I cut mine. That's 4112 or 4012, my bad. This is a cut for most water-based acrylic paints that you can use. And I really don't use that because I cut mine with alcohol. And the thing about the Creatics line is they're airbrush ready paints. They do not need to be cut with the 4120 for the most part. However, you will come up with some colors that are thick when they go through the airbrush, like black or your charcoal colors, and they will go up kind of thick and be cloudy. Add a little bit of that thinner or that thinning agent, just a little bit. Bubble back your airbrush, and it will. You just take it and you put your finger on the tip of the airbrush like this. Push down the trigger, have the machine on, and you hear that air pressure. That will mix that in your cup. And so that's one way to do it. Let me get this guy down. I'll fold up these britches that I've got to finish off. I'll pull this down real quick. Put him back there, let him set up. I gotta get these pants done. I've got the britches down, the legs down. I've just got to finish painting them, detailing them. So I can probably do that. Pull them off. Put them up on my stool. And I'll give you guys a little demonstration of how good the airbrush works. So I have these legs. I do the body parts for Zombies, Friday the 13th, etc. Part 7, whatever, whatever colors you want them in. This is just part of what I do. And I put them on a pair of pants. Let's go in and I'll show you exactly what I mean with this black. This charcoal gray. And then this is already thinned out, but as you can see, I've got to do some painting on here. So what I will do is you do the highlights and detail on these. And this is being a $15 airbrush. It does the job. It is not something that you need to invest a whole bunch of money into. A $200 airbrush is going to do the same thing as a $15 one. The thing is it's not the airbrush itself. It is the skill in which you use it. Very much like a gun. You can go buy a .357 Magnum, and if you don't know how to shoot it, it's not going to work. But as an alternate to getting started and learning how to airbrush, that is what is a good idea to do, is start out inexpensive. And then when you start making good money and stuff like that, and and you start learning, get more comfortable with your airbrushing skills, go ahead, buy a $100 Iwata and that type of thing, For artists that do two-dimensional painting, like on paper or canvas, which technically latex, silicone are canvases. They're just three-dimensional. But for the two-dimensional ones, you know, you can do that, but it's not going to make any difference what brush or what color you use. The outcome is going to be the same depending on your skill. And like I said, with the Creatix colors and the colors that I use now, the paints that I use now as opposed to the Walmart colors, the key to that is blending. How do you blend the colors? How do you make them flow and blend together? That's the key on all of that. You can take two colors, and this is a three-color scenario right here. With these leggings, this is three colors. We'll get into that on the other side. I'll post a in-depth tutorial video on painting these. I'm just showing you as an example how well this works, what it does, for a cheap $15 airbrush. Now, every once in a while I get the place where I have to get a little bit of liquid flow in there. And like I said, I'll drop a little bit of alcohol in it to thin it out, which I have right here. Just take a little bottle of alcohol and drop that in there. Like I said, you back spray, you bubble it. Just putting your finger on the end of the barrel every once in a while. And see, I always take the back off of my airbrushes so I can pull the needle, because there'll be a clog or something in there. You want to pull it back, clear out your air intake thing. And then sometimes you can't get the needle back in. And when it bubbles like that, you can get that. And that'll usually give you a good flow of paint. And you're good to go. Oh, please don't do that. Oh my goodness. See, this always happens. Whenever I go live or I make a video or something, something always has to jump out, fall over, do that. It's what's commonly known as a shit show around here. Excuse my language, but it gets to be like that every once in a while. And so, you know, it's just just an example. I'll take a second and put this gentleman back up before he disrupts anything further. He's not going to knock anything over. He's just going to open the window and want to knock things over and be disruptive because he's not getting enough attention. Isn't that right? There you go. Well, you just stay right there. Okay. So now I've got this done. It's finished. These are the legs with the kneecaps. And I will show you guys how to build these. I've got videos on YouTube, but we'll do one on the premium part of it, just to show you guys how it's done. See how you work. You're actually getting a little sneak peek right now, but in any case, $15 airbrush, 50-cent paints, or you can spend a couple of bucks more and get some 8-ounce bottles of really good stuff. And your $100 airbrush machine right here. All can be acquired at spraygunner.com. There again, not a promotion. Just something that I use and think that it's, you know, good to tell people a good source to get materials from. Okay, so there we go. I got to take these guys off, throw them in the box for a customer in the morning. So I will let that be it for the very first introductory video to Carolina Kiwi Creation at Patreon, on Patreon. All right. So you guys get a kind of a overview of what I do. Some of the work that I've done. I painted these back here. I painted all of these on my shelf wall here. And then I painted most all of the things back here. There's a pumpkin head, the fish. I make that fish. This is, I painted this, here. I have some things in the window, and then I have a bunch of things here on my workbench, which I've got to do, and some things I've got to hang up. But, just so you guys know, this will be the first introductory Patreon video to me, who I am, what I do, how I do it, that type of thing. Okay? So we'll see you guys on the other side. Thank you.